All right, section 1.3 is about powers and exponents. A power is a way of writing repeated multiplication. So if you have the same number and you're multiplying it by itself multiple times, sometimes it's more efficient or easier to use exponents. Um, Basically, two parts to a power. You have the base, which is the factor or the number that's being used, and you have the exponent, which is written up above, and that's the number of times that we're going to multiply the base by. So, for example, down here we have 3 to the power of 2 is one way to say it. We also say, you could say 3 squared in this case, or 3 to the second power. So kind of multiple ways to say it. But essentially what that's saying is you're going to take that base, which is 3, which is also the factor, and since the exponent is 2, you're going to multiply that. And I just made a mistake that a lot of you guys make. You're going to multiply that twice, 3. So not by 2 is actually what a lot of you want to do. So you want to do 3 times 3 would equal 9. So again, that tells you how many times you're going to repeat. So in this case, it would be, here's the base again, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Which in this case would be 81. And so this is just kind of like a generic example. You have a to the fourth, and so that would just mean you're going to repeat a 4 times. Of course, we can't actually give an answer to that because we don't know what an a equals. And so this is just kind of what basically saying n number of times would be how many times you're going to repeat it, whatever the number might be. And that's how you write it. And just as a reminder, we're going to start using dots instead of the kind of x multiplication symbol because that can look like a variable. So we're going to kind of get away from that this year. Okay, so that is how you turn a power into kind of multiplication. That's what that looks like. To go in reverse, if you have a cell, like in biology, like a skin cell or something, and it divides 7 times, what that's saying is there are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 amount of cells. So if we wanted to write that as an exponent, the number that's being repeated is going to be my base. In that case, 2 is getting repeated. And we want to count how many times it was being repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be 2 to the power of 7. And actually, that's all it asks us to do. It doesn't even ask us to solve it in this case. When it says evaluate, that means solve. And so in this case, I would like you to show your work. So we're going to repeat 5 twice. You're going to get 25. Here, again, the base is going to be 3, which means that's the number we're going to repeat. And we're going to repeat that 4 times, which we said was 81 up there. 8 to the power of 1. So again, how many times 8 is what we're going to be writing. How many times we're repeating it? Well, just 1 time. So anything to the power of 1 just equals the base. And so 8 is going to equal 8 there. Here's kind of a unique scenario. Anything to the power of 0, anything to the power of 0 equals 1. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what the scenario is. Anything to the power of 0 equals 1, not 0. So we have a few more here. If you would plug in, kind of like what we did last section, plug that in there. So we haven't plugged that in for the base, and so you're going to have to the third power 4 times 4 times 4. So 16 times 4, what are you going to get there? Figure it out. You can either write it out, or you have a calculator. You're welcome to use it with a calculator. 16 times 4 is 64. So that would be your answer there. And 3 to the 5th power. 3 to the 5th power, that means we're going to be writing it out 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what is 3 to the 5th power? Again, calculators could be helpful here to check your work. 405. Don't worry about that homework assignment.